Sun Devils coming off a big win, a nice win on the road at Baylor to open up their Big 12 schedule. Life in the Big 12 means another good team on the schedule, and that's Friday night against TCU. They come to town for a blackout game, and here to talk about it with us, the head coach of the Sun Devils for his weekly visit, Kenny Dillingham, joining us via video. Kenny, good morning. Congratulations on the win at Baylor.
Good morning.
Hey, Kenny.
I appreciate it. This league is just ruthless, so here's another one.
It is, and we were talking last week and earlier this week, Kenny, about the lingering effects of going into Starkville, playing that game against Mississippi State. It turned out to be a tough loss, but the atmosphere was what it was. It was really tough, and especially at the beginning of that game. How much did that game, in hindsight now, you think being in that atmosphere, prepared you for what you went through last week in a close game on the road?
Yeah, I definitely think, getting the first road game kind of out was a positive, because last year we struggled on the road early. We were down by multiple scores in both of our first two road games. So that was nothing new. So I got to do something better. So I definitely think the Mississippi State road game helped us prepare for the Baylor game. I think without that game, I don't know if we win that football game.
Yeah.
Kenny, I thought Sam Leavitt was so great at the end of last week's game. Those last two drives, they felt like legacy moments, and that's what great quarterbacks do. They deliver, but operationally, I don't know if you could script a 2-minute drill any better than you did. What does that say about the program, and how much confidence does that give you going forward?
Yeah, it gives me a lot of confidence. I tell our guys all the time, this league, it's going to be a one-possession game. More than not, it's going to be a heartbreak, one-possession game in this league. Over the last 10 years, it's proven. So we have to be able to win the margins. We have to be able to win the middle eight. We have to be able to win 2-minute drills. We have to be able to operate under pressure. And the one thing that he does at a high level is when the ball's in his hand and the game's on the line, more times than not, good things happen. And he did that again.
Kenny Dillingham, the head coach of the Arizona State Sun Devils, our guest every week here on Bickley and Marotta Mornings. I was going to ask you this question last week, Kenny, but we ran out of time, and I'm kind of glad we did because it's way more apropos this week. After what Jesus Gomez did, calmly kicking 4 field goals, including a game winner on the road, Big 12 Special Teams Player of the Week. We know what you went through at the kicker position last year and how dire it got, but how much has having a guy like Jesus changed your thinking, your confidence, and how you coach on the sideline during game day, knowing that you have that in your back pocket?
Yeah, well, first, apropos, what a great word. I wasn't expecting to hear that this morning, but yeah, phenomenal. But it's huge. It's game changer when you can send that unit out there and you have a ton of confidence that they're going to get it done. And it completely shaped how we played the end of the game. We completely played the end of the game different there, having confidence of once we got to a certain yard line and could keep possession of the ball. It changed me going for a field goal on 4th and 4 on the 4-yard line, in the middle of the third quarter. So there's drastic changes in terms of how we're operating or even managing the game based off the trust I have in him because of how he prepares. When he doesn't kick, he stands behind that kicker in practice, takes his steps, kicks on air, and visualizes it 30 yards behind. That's the type of guy you want to put trust in when the game's on the line.
That is fantastic. When you talk about the depth and the quality of this conference, you're not kidding. I looked at your schedule at the beginning of the year, and I thought, those swing games with Utah and Texas Tech, those are going to be the pivot points. I looked right past TCU, which played for a national championship a couple of years ago. Now, obviously, they've got a really good quarterback in Josh Hoover. What are some of the elements? What do you have to contain? Where do they pose the most problems?
Yeah, they're very balanced on offense. This is the most balanced team we faced from their offensive perspective. Their quarterback, he's not a runner, but he escapes the pocket and extends plays, and a lot of their explosives happen with him escaping sacks. And then they're explosive in the run game because they're balanced, and they have the balance. They're way more pro-style than the teams we've seen in the past, so more bunch sets, more tight ends in the core. So you're going to see more of that type of stuff, and that always presents its own challenges because they have a different game plan every week. So there's no, we're going to see this again, right? Your guys have to be willing to adapt to what you see throughout the game and be able to not make mistakes because of what they present. Their defensive side of the ball, they attack you. They're an attacking defense. Last week was a very sit back, double team JT, play 3-over-2 and kind of make you beat yourself. This team is an attacking defense, And their defense coordinator is an attacking coordinator. So we got to be able to not take TFLs, and we got to be able to attack them when they attack us. The best way to beat aggression is to counter with aggression, right? So we've got to be able to counter their aggression with aggression on that side of the ball.
Their receiver, Kenny, Eric McAllister, had a monster game against SMU last week, and a lot of that was yards after catch where he was running through tackles. And I know it's stressed every week, but is there an extra stress of the importance of wrapping up a player of his quality on defense this week?
No question. I mean, 2 catch and runs for over 130 yards on 2 receptions. I mean, that's absurd. So we can't let that happen. Right? That's not good. So we emphasize tackling. It's one of the keys of the game, of winning the football game, is getting these wide receivers down, getting the running backs down like every week. And it's going to be a good challenge.
All right, you guys have won 7 straight games at home, and this one of your early items on the agenda was to activate the Valley, and you certainly have done that. How close are you to having the vibe and the atmosphere you want in that stadium?
Yeah, I think the first 2 weeks we've been there. I think now the more it becomes the thing to do, it's just going to gradually become more consistent. I was so happy that we lose Mississippi State, we come back, Texas State, we sell out. Because that's something that this state isn't known for.
Right.
And to do that shows me the direction we're heading, right, is that we can withstand the highs and the lows of college sports and sports in general. Like, anytime you build something, you don't just skyrocket to the moon, right? You skyrocket, you fall, you go, and then you just want to be at the point where when you fall, it's to a point where people still show up. And the fact that people showed up through that was a great environment. Now we have a huge game. Right, that's a really good sign for me that people are really buying in. And they want to have fun at ASU games. Like, it's what you want to do. Yeah. It's talked about. It's the place to be. How do I get on the sideline? How do I get in the building? Like, I think we're close to that. I think we're right there.
Talking with Kenny Dillingham here on Bickley Marotta Mornings. Going back to last week, one of the biggest plays, obviously 3rd and 13. You guys are down a point in the fourth quarter. 61-yard pass from Sam to Derek Eusebio. And I don't think a lot of Sun Devil fans had Derek Eusebio being part of the most pivotal play of the game, but he's carving out a role. Tell us what Derek Eusebio has meant to this offense and to this team.
Yeah, I mean, he stepped up when his number was called. And then we said, well, crap, we need to put him on the field more. So we started running plays in the game with him. But he didn't practice all week. And he executed them in some of the speed sweep world. So he's just, you want to put people in the game you can trust, and you can trust them. It's that simple. I mean, at the end of the day, football gets overcomplicated a lot of the times. When it's zone defense, the people in the right spots that can catch the football are the best people on the field. Mm-hmm. And it was zone defense. The middle of the field was open. He was in the right spot. He caught the ball. He tucked the ball. Like, he did everything that we coached, all the little things. And those are the people you want on the field. So he's going to have an expanded role. Nice. He's earned it. The expanded role. He went from a walk-on to a scholarship kid to a kid who's now, going to be a starter for us. And all in 24 months, or 18 months, that's a pretty cool story.
All right, you guys are in the midst the stretch of play where you're playing teams that I think have a combined record of 17-1. Tomorrow night, you've got a game on national television on Fox where you're the only show in the country, if you will, and I know the kids are real excited about that. How do you message to your players when it just seems like all these huge challenges are coming one after another after another?
Yeah, it's funny. You say 17-1 our next 4 games. Our opponents we've faced have only lost 1 game, not including us.
No.
Our first 4 opponents are all undefeated except Baylor lost to Auburn. They all haven't lost another game other than us. So this first 8-week stretch is pretty crazy in terms of win percentage that we're facing. Our thing in our program is like, I don't really care about next week. It's like today. And we talk about this saying of the most important game is right now, because if you win it, the next game is more important. And every game that you win, the next game is more important. And then you win that one, and the next game is more important. And so it's just a constant, can we just get this one?
Right.
Like, we joke about it. Me, Munz, and Aguano joke around. We're like, can we just get this one? How do we win this game? What do we have to do to win this football game and survive in advance? And can we just get this one? Yeah. And this week, they're a shotgun team. They go off the clap. Like, can we create 2 plays in the game where we create a full start by our crowd, where it goes from 3rd and 2 to 3rd and 7, and then we get them off the field, and that changes the game. That's our hidden advantage in this game is our crowd, our atmosphere can be a weapon.
All right. The Sun Devil fans have been challenged by the head coach to create the false start.
That's right. There you go.
Kenny, always a pleasure. Best of luck against TCU. We'll talk to you next week.
I appreciate it. Go Devils.
Go Devils.
Kenny Dillingham, the head coach, joins us every week, normally on Fridays, but with the Friday game joining us a day ahead as he joined us here on Bickley and Marotta Mornings.
Thanks for watching Bickley and Marotta. Click to see the latest Bickley Blast and hit the button in the middle to subscribe to Arizona Sports.